This is TWiT.
I asked my chatbot to take a pulse check on WWDC 2026, and they say this is the Apple AI redemption keynote coming up. Lots of heat, but still more rumor blog energy than blog developer social consensus. Apple has to show that Siri is no longer an embarrassment. The major, big expected headline, major Siri rebuild. Skepticism is loud. People are still grumbling about liquid glass and the low contrast UI. I think Shelly would agree on that. Less translucency theater, more usable controls. Software heavy. Mac OS name leak, the WWDC X Hashmoji file name apparently references Project Big Bear 2026. So everybody's thinking that the next version of Mac OS is Big Bear. I think that's a good name for it, actually. I wonder if it will be. Big Bear is where is that, Jason? It's in California.
It's in L.A.
L.A.
That's L.A. ski area.
Okay. Well, they like ski areas.
Sure.
Do you really do they really want to invite like sarcastic people to like does the big bear blank in the woods? If the trend for Siri is the same, maybe so.
Is it Big Bear or just a little cub?
It's so easy. Yes.
Well, it's the compromise between the cats and the California names, I suppose. We're back to animals of some kind, even though that's not how it's meant.
Just because
I miss the cats. I just have to say that because I miss the cats.
I miss the cats too. In fact, a lot of people do. They say this should be the snow leopard version of Mac OS.
Return to snow leopard.
Yeah.
Well, in the sense that it's going to be, a fix and a minor upgrade. We shall see.
Snow Leopard had hundreds of features. I'll just say they talked a big game, but they did actually have like hundreds of changes and features.
It's hard not to. They collect those features all year long.
Yeah.
And they can't just leave them in the basket. They have to empty the basket.
No, I mean,
my AI's take, Apple's bar is no longer, quote, announce AI. It's, quote, show working, personal, privacy-preserving, agentic Siri without vaporware stink.
Okay.
I mean, it's delivered by other AI.
And we've been replaced by...
settle down. I mean, it's like so long as Apple like manages to tell a coherent story with a beginning, middle, and an end about here is our new track for AI, for artificial intelligence, and also importantly, here is why you can actually sort of trust us, even though we were really, 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 really misdirecting 2 years ago when we announced our previous strategy for AI. So. They don't have to ship everything that turns iOS into an agentic, intelligent operating system. They don't have to do something as scary as what Google dared to announce with Android a couple of weeks ago.
Google really went crazy.
Yeah, they just have to say that by the time that you drop your fear of AI and by the time you decide that you want AI on your phone, we will have a phone that has good AI features, and that's all they have to do.
We probably won't get the Tim Cook, John Turnus AI supercut like with the Google thing.
No, that would be funny. Well, let's see what an actual human says. A guy named Jason Snell writing at Macworld. WWDC is 2026, the year of the do-over.
Yeah. I mean, 2024, we all know what happened. It wasn't good. 2025 was like, we're sorry. We promise that everything we show you now will ship this fall.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if they weren't confident it was going to ship, they didn't ship it. I mean, they didn't announce it, and then they added stuff later.
Right.
But it doesn't really address what happened in 2024, right? It was sort of like, we want to show you that what we promise we can deliver, but it didn't really answer the question about the AI stuff that got kicked. That can got kicked further and further down the road into this year, according to Mark Gurman, out of this spring into this fall. So the question is, what do they want to announce and what can they deliver this year in AI in terms of AI features? And that, they had 2 years, if you want to count it that way, since the debacle of 2024 to figure out what to change. They got rid of a bunch of people. They reorged. New people are in charge. Okay, great. That we know they made a deal with Google. So now what? Like this is where they have to say, what is our vision for what's coming with how AI integrates into Apple's platforms? And I think what's fascinating about this, what's going to be worth watching next week, is how aggressive do they push here? Because like they tend to be pretty conservative with product things. But 2 years ago, they felt the pressure to prove that they cared about AI. And they're really threading the needle here, because there's the like really careful version that they could announce, which people will say, oh, it's kind of behind everybody else and it's kind of boring and it shows that Apple doesn't get it. But if Apple gets too aggressive, they're back in 2024 where they may be over-promising and they may not be able to deliver, and they don't want to do that. So like how you thread that needle and get something that you can ship, but that is showing that you care and that you're on a path. And so in my piece on Macworld, what I said is what I really would like, and I know this is going, they have to step outside themselves a little bit, is to say, announce features, sure, that you're going to ship this year. Great. But also kind of give us a framework, give us a vision, tell us how you think AI is going to fit in with your operating systems going forward in general. And that's not pre-announcing features necessarily, but like, I think they need to go beyond, here are 8 things you'll see in the fall, to say sort of like, here's how we think AI works with our platforms. And if they could do that, even if they don't ship 80 AI features in the fall, it'll be okay, because they will have explained what they're, not detail of what they're working on, but how they're choosing to view it. I think that's what the most important thing for them to do is like, explain to me how you're actually, your new leadership, how you're thinking about AI and your platforms.
Yeah. So long as they just lay out the story that we understand, we have a roadmap. Here is our plan. We don't have to tell you the specifics of the plans yet. We don't have to announce specific features, but we are going to make it very clear to you that our plan is to, for example, as much on-device AI as possible, because we think that's fast, that's ecologically sound, it's private, and it works. It speaks to our expertise for Apple Silicon and tying everything together. However, we're also going to be as open as possible for cloud-based stuff, so that you can run the models that you want and access the features that you want, that you've been growing to rely on over the past year or two. And whatever happens after that, happens after that. But that's basically the 2 prongs of our thing. And we're also relying a lot on our outsourced partner for foundation models that's accelerating our progress, and we will continue to rely on that fruitful relationship over the coming years. Again, if they say here is the brand new, they don't have to say here is the brand new Siri and everything that it has to do. That gives them a whole bunch of stuff that they're going to have to actually deliver. If all they say is that, by the way, the dynamic island is now going to be basically your point of contact for Siri and most of these features. We will be showing off more of these features later, but basically get used to the idea that Siri lives inside the dynamic island. Then again, that's telling the story, making sure that we understand that they have thought about this. They're not just simply allowing marketing to dictate what has to be in the keynote to make people happy and get people off their backs. But again, we don't know how we're going to get to Pismo Beach in 3 years, but we have a plan for how to get there.
I just feel like accuracy is important, even if it's not specific, so that instead of in 2024, when you promised a version of the moon and weren't able to deliver it, you have to be able to say in 2026, this is what we're going to give you as a general matter. This is our philosophy, and all the features that come from it have to be consistent with that philosophy, and some sort of acknowledgement that we're fixing Siri, whether they say it that way or whether they can present it as a better value proposition that doesn't have to admit fault. They have to acknowledge in some regard, we have to be able to parse out as pundits after the fact, yes, they acknowledge that Siri is a problem and they have a roadmap to fix it. And there are deliverables down the way that may not be as specific as we would like them, but that are going to be brought forward consistent with what we're given next week.
I hope you've enjoyed this little clip from MacBreak Weekly. If you want to see the whole show, just click down below. And of course, we're at MacBreak Weekly on YouTube. You'll also find full shows, audio and video at twit.tv/MBW and wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for watching.